Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry and you're chilling and grilling with me. Today we're making one pan garlicky shrimp and rice. This is a recipe that my wife found. We have never cooked this recipe ever in our lives. But it's something that we like. We love shrimp. And as you can see, we have a lot of it right here, guys. I am going to tilt that up, Tom, because you couldn't see it with the camera. That's understandable. I believe that's 2 pounds in there. And we're not going to use all that, but we will cook all the rest of it up just because we like shrimp. You're going to need some olive oil. Is that regular olive oil? Yes. I didn't put the stuff up on here, so somebody surprised me. Some garlic. You need a red pepper and one big giant mother pepper here.
We're not going to use the whole thing.
Oh, okay. You're not going to use the whole thing, so you get a smaller red pepper. A green pepper, a lemon, some scallions, some rice. Now, you can use regular rice, you could use dark rice, you could use what we're using, which is jasmine rice, which is one of our favorite rices.
You just need to adjust the cooking time depending on the rice you use. Yes,
that. In case you didn't hear, you just need to adjust the cooking time depending on the rice that you use. You're going to need some red pepper flakes, some salt, and some butter. Pretty simple, not a whole lot of ingredients, a little bit of chopping. We'll get to the chopping, then we'll get into the cooking. So guys, what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a clove of garlic. This is a big clove. Is this elephant garlic?
No.
It's not elephant garlic, guys. See, when it's brown like that on the end, I don't really care for that. So I'm going to take a little knife and just cut that little brown spot off, okay? Now, you're going to need one of these things, which is called a...
Microplaner.
You didn't even let me say it. It's a microplaner. And what we're going to do with this is this whole thing, I am going to microplane it. And as you can see, nothing's falling in there because it's right there. And nothing's still falling in, so we're just going to keep going until it falls in there. As you can see, you got to help it out a little bit. So, why are we doing this instead of just smashing it with the garlic press? Is there a reason?
Because that's what the recipe calls for.
Because that's what the recipe calls for, guys. I would myself, it's almost making it like a paste. I mean, if you press it, it would be almost the exact same thing. I mean, look.
But when you are doing a recipe the first time, I like
we like to follow the recipe when you're doing it for the first time. If you don't want to do it this way, you do it your way. We follow directions.
Just the first time.
Now you just got to be careful, guys, because this thing, you know, I'm getting down to the nitty and the gritty here, and I don't want to take a layer of skin off, because I don't think anybody wants to eat my skin. Do you, Tom? You're not sick, are you?
No.
Oh. I didn't mean sick like
I know what you meant.
Sick.
Dad, I know what you meant.
All right.
And no.
All right, so there we go, guys. I'm trying to get all of it out of there as I can. Yes, I washed my hands.
Don't get the stuff stuck in the sides of it.
Yeah, didn't do it on camera, guys, because do you guys really want to watch me wash my hands? Because I see that in the comments every now and then. It's like, you didn't wash your hands. Yeah, we wash our hands all the time, but we don't show it. That just doesn't make any sense. So there you go, guys. That's one big giant clove. It's almost like a paste now. That's how you use your microplaner on garlic, or garlic on your microplaner.
We're also slicing 4 cloves of garlic really thin.
I'm also going to be slicing 4 cloves of garlic really thin and show you guys that too. There's already some cut up here, so I'm going to show you on one how you're going to do it. You're going to cut them as thin as you can get them. Somebody didn't cut them really that thin over there, but you know, I like to cut them really thin. Like if you watch The Sopranos, look at that. Did you see that? Look at that. Oh, if you watch The Sopranos, they use the razor blade. I don't recommend doing that, especially one that you shaved with. Ooh, it's really hard to get it really thin. Oh, that's beautiful. So continue to cut your garlic like that until it's all cut up. So you use your fingernails as kind of a guide on there so you don't cut your fingers on your knife. It makes it a little bit easier, guys. And when you get down to the end, it's a little tricky, but use your nails because you don't want to cut your fingers. And then that's how you do it, guys. And then when it gets down to the end, that's when it's really, really tricky. So, you know what? What I like to do is just kind of like, if you can't get it, throw it away. So guys, I'm gonna cut these. I keep saying so. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should be.
Okay, I'm cutting these into pieces about that big. What would you say that is? Maybe 1/4 of an inch? Maybe 1/8 to 1/4?
Something like that.
Yeah. Now see how I have my fingers? Don't ever copy off of me, because I do not do it the right way. You got to, again, like I tried to say before, use your fingers as a guide like that. But I have a habit of grabbing it like this. But you know what? Haven't cut my fingers yet. Did I just jinx myself, Tom?
Probably. Now those don't look like the whole scallions.
No, we had to take off, you know, the dark, really dark stuff, or the stuff that doesn't look that good. Take that off, and then save some of the good pieces over here like this for decoration. Well, not for decoration, garnish, guys. Doesn't sound right when you say decorations.
Same thing. And
so I'm going to finish cutting this up like that. For that, there we have that. And when you're going to cut these up, let me just show you on a couple. I don't want to get too many of them. I'll just do it on 2. You're going to cut these, and you're going to cut these. I'm going to get rid of these, that piece right there. But you're going to cut these on an angle, like so that they look really nice, like so. I think I need to sharpen my knife. But anyway, like that. That's what we're going to do with them. Put them aside. I'm not crying, you are. Guys, what you want to do, turn your heat on, medium high. Medium high, you're going to put about 2 teaspoons of oil in there. Glub. Close enough. You're going to let that heat up. Once that heats up, we're going to add some other stuff into there. I have the recipe right here, guys, in case you guys see it there, which I'm sure you do, because we left it there for some reason. But we're using a recipe. I think I said that at the beginning. We've never cooked this ever before. So this goes to show you we're doing it for the first time, and you guys are going to do it for the first time too. But we'll let you know how it tastes. Let me spread the oil around in there. In a large non-stick skillet is what you want to use, guys. All right?
It needs to have a lid too.
And it has to have a lid. See, this has a lid. See? I told my wife to put a lid on it, but she didn't like that too much. I got the same reaction then as I did before. So as soon as that gets hot, then we're going to add the next things. First thing I want to do, oil's nice and hot. Take my green and the light and the green scallions down there. We used about 3 scallions on there. Well, that recipe calls for about 3. We used basically all of them on this. Okay, and then
Peppers.
Next thing you want to do is add your peppers in there. Your green and your red peppers, which was about a cup each, guys. We'll just mix them up a little bit here. We'll turn it down a little bit, because this is our power burner. So
Lemon zest.
now we're going to add the lemon zest, guys. And this was just the lemon zest of about 2 teaspoons, which was about off of 1 lemon. I'm going to add that in there. That up in there best as you can. Now red pepper flakes, which is about a teaspoon. No, not a teaspoon. That's a lot.
The recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. That's a little less if they don't like.
We did a little less than a 1/4 teaspoon in there, but the recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. We're not a very hot family. I think you guys know that. And next thing you're going to add is the sliced garlic, which was 4 cloves. Put that in there, mix it all up in there nice and good, and then we're going to put a lid on it, I believe. No, we're not putting a lid on it.
About 5 to 6 minutes or so.
My wife told me to put a lid on it now, but not on the actual pan. But I am going to mix that up better than what it is mixed up because the pepper is all in one area and the zest is in one area. And I love the smell of sauteed peppers and garlic and onions. I wish there was some. We should get through some. Oh, there is onions in this. What am I saying?
And if you don't have scallions, you can use
If you don't have scallions, you use regular onions. Improvise. That's what you do. It's cooking. It's not that difficult. Anybody can do it. Like this guy here.
Aren't scallions basically onions anyway?
They are. They're like baby onions. And they grow out in your yard.
What?
Huh?
What?
Onion weeds are the same thing. They're scallions.
Doesn't look anything like scallions.
Huh? They're scallions.
You don't want the garlic to burn.
Yeah, you don't want the garlic to burn, guys, so stir it. And if you forget, I'm sure there's somebody in your family that'll make sure that they tell you to stir it too. And what are we doing here? We're just letting this cook for how long? Until they get soft?
Total of 5 to 6 minutes.
Total of about 5 to 6 minutes or until they're
Slightly soft.
slightly soft. As you can see, about, what did we say, 4 or 5 minutes?
5, 6.
About 5 or 6 minutes. Now you're going to add a cup of rice, okay? You're going to put that in, but what you want to do is you want to make sure you keep mixing that up, guys, because you know why? You want it all coated with oil for about a minute. You want to keep stirring this up. Get all that rice.
And of course, you don't want it to burn either.
You don't want it to burn, exactly, and you want to get oil all over it. If I was really good, I'd be flipping this. I mean, I have done that before with a pan, but I don't want to make a mess.
Did you look at the time when you started?
Yeah, it was a little bit after 6:11.
Good point. How long are you going to be stirring this for?
About a minute. So I said that at the beginning, didn't I?
You might have, but in case you didn't.
Yeah. You want to get it all nice and coated too. Keep stirring that. You don't want it to burn. And you're all probably wondering, like, why is that rice so small? It's small. Because it's not cooked. And you're like, whoa, wait a second. You're not putting any water in it? Just wait a second, will you? It's time right now. So now you're going to take, we're going to use a whole bottle of water here. And this is 16 ounces.
16.5.
Okay, we're going to just pour all that in there. Did you hear that? And now we have about a half teaspoon of salt. We're going to put that in there. I'm going to mix that all up nice and good here. And then we're going to...
We're making soup.
It does look like soup, doesn't it? And then we're going to put a lid on this, right?
Put a lid on it and turn it down to low.
And then we're going to turn it down to low.
Set the timer for 20 minutes.
And set the timer for 20 minutes. We're going to put, let me put that on low first. Set the timer for 20 minutes. And now you can just put your feet up and grab yourself something to drink for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. So the timer just went, I said so again.
Yes, you did.
The timer just went off. Now the next step. So we're going to take the, I said so again. Yeah, I can't get away from that word.
Well, as long as you don't start with it.
Take the lid off, and what I'm going to do, guys, is just stir this up a little bit. I'm going to try to hold this over here. I'm going to turn the heat off, guys. Right now you can turn the heat off. Now, one of the things you might want to do is if you notice it's a little bit of dry, you're going to want to add some water in there. I wish I had a stiffer special. All right, don't even go there, Larry. I might add, what do you think, a little water? Should we add a little water to this?
I think you should add a little.
I think I should add just a little bit of water to this.
It wouldn't hurt.
It's not going to hurt anything, guys. So I'm just going to take a little bit of water, just going to put a little splash. And then stir it up a little bit more. Because you don't want your rice to dry out. Okay, there we go. Now, you want to flatten it out, guys. Ooh, flatten it. Okay. And now we're going to put a layer of shrimpies around on this.
A layer of shrimp.
Layer. You don't want to double them up.
Yeah, something seems a little off about this shrimp, don't you think? Like,
oh yeah, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Tom. The shrimp. Actually, we might use this whole 2 pounds on this. The shrimp, guys, is already deveined and it's already peeled. Now, we buy it like this, frozen, except for it has the tails on and we pull the tails off, but it's deveined and it's already shelled. Now, guys, people might say, oh, that's not the way to do it. You got to use fresh. Let me tell you, I think we've said this before on one of the Chillin and Grillins. We've done it with fresh shrimp. We've cooked fresh shrimp, maybe not on this, but we have cooked, and oh yes, we have in North Carolina. I taste no difference. My wife says the same thing. She doesn't taste the difference either. It's just as good either way. So we go this way because it's a lot more convenient. And the way that they flash freeze shrimp when they get it is the reason why that it tastes fresh. So if you can't get all these shrimp without doubling them up, see how I did a little double there. Did you see that? Look, these two are odd right there. Anyway, without doubling them up, I'm going to go all the way around this like this. My wife, I'm driving her crazy right now because I'm not going fast enough for her on this. And one more. And the rest of them we will cook up. Now, put the lid back on it. And turn the heat on. And we're going to turn that down to where it was before, which I believe it was a little bit below medium, almost, it was a little bit like medium low. And you're going to let that go. It's probably going to be like 5 minutes. You want them not to be translucent anymore. You want them to be opaque. And in the meantime, we're going to get the butter and the other stuff together. So guys, the next step you want to do, oh, I said so. Guys, the next step you want to do is the butter and the microwave you're going to use on this. You have 2 tablespoons of butter. You have 2 teaspoons of lemon juice from the lemon that you're going to use. I'm going to put that in there. And you have that one giant garlic clove that I did that made kind of like garlic paste. Put that in there like so. Put a paper towel over top of it. Put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds on high. And you're going to get it out, you're going to stir it. And then if it's not all the way melted, you're going to put it back in for another probably 5 to 10 seconds each time. You shouldn't have to do it more than a couple times, depending on your microwave. Alright, so as you can see, it's already pretty melted. I'm going to mix that up. And I might only have to put this in for just like 5 seconds right now, guys. That's some garlicky stuff right there. And don't forget, put a paper towel in it. This way you don't make a mess inside there. We'll put 5 seconds. Boom. It's done. Look at that, guys. You got a little bit of butter there. You stir it up till it's all melted. Once it's all melted like that, that's all you need right there. And then we'll go back over to the stove and wait for the shrimp to be ready, the shrimpies. In the meantime, guys, we had to turn the heat up a little bit because you wanted to get it to a little bit of a simmer. And so we turned the heat up a little bit. Actually, we turned the heat off.
Went up until it simmered and then it went off.
We went up till it got to a simmer, then turn your heat off. And then you're just going to wait and put the timer on for 5 minutes. In the meantime, what we got going over here is the rest of the shrimp. We got some Old Bay in here. We got some garlic, and we got some something else. What do we got going in here, Diana?
Butter.
And some butter. And these are just for us to eat.
I mean, isn't that what that's for?
Well, yeah, but this is just like, well, these are for me.
You're not getting all those shrimp to yourself.
Oh, I'll get them.
I was waiting for that shrimp. Hey, that's not fair. I have the camera.
Make sure that your shrimp is all the way cooked. Now we're going to just stir this up because in case it's settled. And then I'm going to take this lid off. And then I'm going to pour this over top. Whoa, I almost had butter fingers just then.
Butter.
Yeah, butter. Pour that all over there. Do I stir?
I don't think it'll hurt.
It's not going to hurt. You could not stir, you could leave it like that, but I'm going to stir, guys. I'm going to mix this up. I don't care if people say, hey, you leave the shrimp on top, because that's what the recipe said. I don't agree with it. I want to mix it up.
If there's any water in the bottom of the pan, you can turn the heat back on to try.
Oh, yes, and speaking of that, I'm glad you said that, because one of the things you guys got to remember is that when you're cooking the shrimp, if all of a sudden, because we told you to turn the heat off, if it's off and you don't see the shrimp cooking, turn it up. Maybe add a little bit of water in there too, before the shrimp goes in there actually.
Rice is tricky.
Because rice is tricky. So
sometimes rice takes more water, sometimes it takes less water.
All right, so there we go, guys. I'm going to plate it up next. I am going to plate it now, guys.
Just like you said you would.
Just like I said I was going to. Okay. Now, your rice might come out a little mushy, and it might not. This came out a little mushy. We're going to take some of our chives.
Not chives.
Or not chives. Yeah, why did I say chives?
They're very similar.
You can put some of that extra sauteed shrimp on there.
And if you wanted to, yeah, you could add a little, because this is for me. We're just going to put a couple little stragglers on there, like so. There you go, guys. I am going to actually taste this on camera because I've never had this before. Excuse me while I get a paper towel. Never had this meal before. I am actually going to burn my tongue on camera, I am sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
That looks really hot.
It looks really hot.
Not like spicy hot, but like temperature hot.
Yeah, so let me just get... I don't like burning my tongue because then it's ruined for like the whole next 3 days. You feel that nastiness on your tongue.
I know. Remember when I burned my tongue on hot chocolate back in high school?
That's delicious. Now, after you taste it, you might. It's still got a little. You can taste a little bit of spice in there.
That's the red pepper.
It needs a little salt. It just needs a little tiny bit of salt. That's one of the things that you can easily add to it. So, guys, this meal is good. I would definitely do it because it's got shrimp in it. So, definitely would do it again. Try it. See if you like it. If you like shrimp.
Yeah.
This is Lounge TV, and I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me.
Close enough.
This is Lounge TV, and I'm Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me.
Pretty sure it's welcome.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me.
Uncle Larry.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me.
You're the one who wanted to make an intro.
Is that good?
Yes.
I'll do it one more time. Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me.
There we go.
Today we're... Why would you ruin the take?
Just list the ingredients.
Alright. No, now I gotta start over again. Did you see something?
There was a little fruit fly just floating next to me.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me. Today we're making one-step pan pizza.
No pizza.
There's no pizza involved in this.
What is it called again? Tom made me do the intro too many times.
One pan garlicky shrimp and rice.
Okay. Do I need to do the intro again?
No.
You're gonna cut that?
Alright, just do the intro again.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me. We're doing a one pan step
No, no step.
Do a step and a pan and pan around, and it's
Garlicky.
and yeah, you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about.
Why are you putting your feet in the food?
I don't know. Ready? Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me, and we're making one pan step.
No step.
Why do you keep adding a step?
What
to
is
it?
this called?
One
Can I have a
pan.
piece of paper over here with it written down, please?
1 pan garlicky shrimp and rice.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Uncle Larry, and you're chilling and grilling with me. We're making one step garlicky.
No step.
One pan. Hold this paper up, please. Alright, wait a second. I need a drink.
So do I.
Tom, you want a shot?
I'm good.